that work on the avenue, they know what Tank said. I got the that live in the mansion, they know what that. I got some that's up in the jungle, they know what that. I came on top of the building, yeah, my we had a plan. We came on top of the building, yeah, my we never ran. Down there, thought that I had a fan. Oh, hey, any 10 o'clock, got a flight out, yeah, I'm going back out to Japan. I got 2 Billy truck and a bitch door with a land. Bruce Wayne, I'm Batman. Batman, I'm best man. I got my best man. I go to hotels when I step out, yeah, your boy got a doorman. I go to nightclubs with a yeah, they call me the madman. I ain't no madman. I just go crazy, man. Ball hard, can't face, man. Choppers, rip wasteland. This what happens when you give it a taste life and you give it a wasteland. This what happens when you give it a fake life and then the ape in. I live with birds come in. Sounds like I see it in there. Hey, I'm on your turf again. This, that, you from the back of the...
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. They love the black and gold here in the Steel City, and a few moments ago, their Steelers emerged from the Heinz Field tunnel. They're set, we're set, as the Steelers are ready to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Maybe a free play now for Roethlisberger. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Hurry up, let's go!
A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. Now he'll be hit from behind, and he is landed on hard. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And off the deflection, it's caught. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And he's got Rodgers. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Roethlisberger finding Rodgers, and the Steelers convert on third down. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Now it's Roethlisberger. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll pitch it out to Bell. The 20. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a 1st down.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. Man open right side, it's Rodgers. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They'll try to capitalize on play number 11 of this opening drive. 3rd and goal.
Hey, all right, let's go get it now. Right?
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On 2nd down, Freeman. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Hey, let's go. Gun.
On 3rd down, Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. Here's Matt Bosher now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Now Brown will call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Tack McKinley. In there to bring it down for a loss of 7. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. A give to Bell. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Now Dobbs. Forced out to his left. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Stepping up, and he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Joshua Dobbs, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Going underneath, it's Coleman. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 52 yards. operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 23. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Remain here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. On 2nd down, Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. They'll get to him just inside the 15-yard line. And even after that fancy footwork we saw, a good job defensively to recover.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches.
22! 21!
They're going on 4th down. It's Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll run here with Freeman. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. The Steeler defense proving its mettle here. And now this is 3rd and goal. Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash, and this one just a chip in. And Bryant's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with us. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Now Ryan on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Second and 10 now. Ryan. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. The former Buckeye, Cameron Hayward. And that's going to make it 4th down. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Dobbs looking to throw on first down. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. This is caught by Antonio Brown. First catch for the NFL's leader in receiving yards a year ago, and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Dobbs now a perfect 5 of 5 since taking over. They haven't missed a beat. 1st and 10. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 23 yards on the play. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Off the play fake, here's Dobbs. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Duke Riley tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Out of the gun, Dobbs. This is Bell on the dump off. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Flex round! Flex round!
Here's Dobbs to throw. This is intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
After the interception, here's Ryan. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Wait a second, they did not accept that after the incompletion. Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's 3 yards. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. The give is to Bell. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On play action, it's Dobbs. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Get up!
Freeman again. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Gun! Space!
And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Falcons on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, got it.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now the pitch to Freeman. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Now Ryan. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
The holding penalty, that puts them in an unenviable spot here as they try again on 3rd and goal.
Hey, Sal. Go.
To throw is Ryan. Oh, no, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And Bryant's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football. And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Flex round! Flex round!
On 2nd down, Dobbs. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Flex round! Flex round!
To throw is Dobbs. Goes underneath for Bell. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hey, wait.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. He's got a man. Complete. And all the way down to the 39. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 41 yards. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
A gain of 6 there on first. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
11.
Here's Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellows in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York.
Let's go.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead.
5:25.
They'll look to run with Freeman. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
Let's go.
He'll get it up the middle. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. And the Steelers signal for another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Get up!
They'll try and run. Freeman. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Bryant's kick is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage.
Flex round! Flex round!
He's back to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
20, 20, 21. Hey, ladies.
Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. He'll buy some time right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring,
Let's go.
this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Check. 4 down, 4 down. 54, south. Go.
A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And past the 30, down to about the 27. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets them to 3rd and 3 now. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college.
And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Bryant's extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Charles, in this one, I think the storyline really, the 4th quarter, coming into it neck and neck, but they were able to separate, put their foot on the gas, and get the win.
And since you mentioned neck and neck, I'm going to stay with a little bit of a horse racing theme. It was that close, and then really went into the gallop and finished it strong.
One more horse racing theme.
Go.
I am glad you posted today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So for Atlanta, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they will head home next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they dropped below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner.